rockets and rhetoric, Hezbollah and Israel's dangerous dance. Hezbollah's rocket rampage, 140 reasons to worry. In a thunderous display of firepower, Hezbollah unleashed a barrage of 140 rockets into northern Israel on Friday, sending shockwaves through the region. This wasn't just another day at the office for the militant group. It was a clear message written in smoke and fire. Hezbollah didn't just aim for the usual suspects. For the first time, they claimed to have targeted the headquarters of an Israeli armored brigade, upping the ante in this high-stakes game of brinkmanship. The militant group boasted of hitting multiple sites, including Israeli air defense bases, in what they called a direct retaliation for Israel's recent bombardments of southern Lebanon. An Israeli military spokesperson, probably wishing they had chosen a different career path that day, confirmed the attacks came in 3 waves, pummeling positions along Israel's already battered northern frontier. Nasrallah's defiant roar, "We were hurt, but we're not backing down." Hezbollah's charismatic leader, Hassan Nasrallah, took to the airwaves with a message that was part acknowledgement, part battle cry. "Yes, we were subjected to a huge and severe blow," Nasrallah admitted, referring to the recent sabotage of Hezbollah's communication networks. But lest anyone think this was a moment of weakness, he quickly added, "The enemy crossed all boundaries and red lines." Nasrallah, never one to miss a chance for dramatic flair, warned of a reckoning to come. "I won't talk about place, time, location, details. You will find out when it happens," he teased, leaving Israeli intelligence analysts scrambling for their decoder rings. Lebanon's diplomatic dance, warnings of a doomsday scenario. While rockets flew and rhetoric soared, Lebanon's ambassador to the UK, Rami Mortada, was painting a picture so grim it could make a doomsday prepper look like an optimist. In an interview that probably had his PR team reaching for the antacids, Mortada warned that an Israeli ground invasion of southern Lebanon would be a doomsday scenario, potentially triggering an all-out regional conflict. "We are facing all the risks of an all-out regional conflict," Mortada cautioned, his words heavy with the weight of potential catastrophe. He described Hezbollah as a formidable fighting force, suggesting that Israel might want to dust off its history books and remember its humiliating defeats of the past. But Mortada wasn't done dropping diplomatic bombshells. He warned that the UK-trained Lebanese army wouldn't just sit back with a bowl of popcorn if Israel decided to launch a ground invasion or heavy aerial attack on Lebanon. "Let's hope that we don't get there because this is a doomsday scenario for everyone," he added, probably wishing he could end the interview and go back to bed. Israel's presidential pep talk, war as a homecoming strategy. Meanwhile, in a twist that would make George Orwell raise an eyebrow, Israel's President Isaac Herzog suggested that the ongoing Gaza war and the potential conflict with Lebanon were necessary evils to bring the displaced citizens from north and south to their homes, schools, and businesses. "I repeat again and again, we did not want this war. We do not want war, not today, not ever," Herzog declared on social media, in a statement that had people checking their calendars to make sure it wasn't April Fool's Day. Herzog went on to praise the precise and impressive actions of Israel's Air Force against Hezbollah, apparently subscribing to the fight fire with fire school of conflict resolution. The toll of tension, numbers that make you wince. As the rhetoric heats up and the rockets fly, the human cost of this conflict continues to mount. Lebanon's health ministry reported that the recent Israeli airstrikes in Beirut's southern suburbs, a Hezbollah stronghold, killed 14 people and wounded 66, with 9 in critical condition. These strikes came on the heels of mysterious explosions targeting Hezbollah's communication devices, which killed 37 people and injured a staggering 3,000 over 2 days. The blasts, widely attributed to Israel, though they're keeping mum on the subject, have raised fears that the nearly year-long tit-for-tat violence could spiral into a broader war. The international community, watching with bated breath. As tensions escalate, the international community is watching with a mix of concern and frustration. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, probably wishing he had chosen a less stressful job, voiced concern over the Hezbollah pager explosions. He noted that, time and again, when progress seems within reach for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, we've seen an event that makes the process more difficult, might derail it. At the United Nations, Human Rights Chief Volker Turk called for an independent, thorough, and transparent investigation into the explosions, a request that was likely met with eye rolls from all parties involved. Looking ahead, a region on the brink. As the Middle East teeters on the edge of a potential all-out war, one thing is clear. The next moves by Hezbollah and Israel could determine whether the region descends into chaos or finds a path to de-escalation, with each side seeming more intent on flexing their military muscles than finding common ground. The prospect of peace seems as elusive as ever. In this high-stakes game of chicken, it's the civilians on both sides of the border who stand to lose the most. As rockets fly, diplomats warn, and leaders posture, the world watches and waits, hoping against hope that cooler heads will prevail before it's too late. Subscribe for more.